SDG 10 is to reduce inequality within and among countries. Within SDG 10 are 10 targets, of which we here focus on Target 10.6, which is ensure enhanced representation and voice for developing countries in decision-making in global, international, economic and financial institutions in order to deliver more effective, credible, accountable and legitimate institutions. Target 10.6 has one indicator. Indicator 10.6.1 is proportion of members and voting rights of developing countries in international organizations. The equality and representation this target aims for is reflective of Article 2 of the UN Charter, which is the organization is based on the principle of the sovereign equality of all its members. The international organizations used to measure this indicator for representation by LDCs are the UN General Assembly, the UN Security Council and the UN Economic and Social Council, the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank Group, including the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development and the International Finance Corporation, the African Development Bank, the Asian Development Bank, the Inter-American Development Bank, the World Trade Organization, and the Financial Stability Board. Previous targets within this series have mentioned many of these institutions. An exception are the regional development banks, which offer investment in their regions. The two institutes mentioned under the umbrella of the World Bank are due to the World Bank Group consisting of 5 organizations. The Financial Stability Board serves a similar purpose to the Basel Committee mentioned in the previous target. The proportion of member countries in these institutions as of 2022 are UN General Assembly, IMF and World Bank, 24%, UN Security Council, 6%, although the seats for non-permanent members rotates, so this figure has changed a couple times since 2015. The UN Economic and Social Council, 13%, African Development Bank, 40%, the Asian Development Bank, 16%. For the Inter-American Development Bank, only Haiti is among the 48 member countries, World Trade Organization, 20%, and Financial Stability Board, 0%. The share of least developed countries by voting rights in these institutions are 24% for the UN General Assembly, 6% for the UN Security Council, 13% for the UN Economic and Social Council, 3% for the International Monetary Fund. In the World Bank Group, 4% for the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development and 2% for the International Finance Corporation, 13% for the African Development Bank, 4% for the Asian Development Bank, 0.5% for the Inter-American Development Bank, 20% for the World Trade Organization and 0% for the Financial Stability Board.